In this video, we're going to talk about factoring when the leading coefficient is 1. So let's start with the first example. We have x squared plus 5x plus 6. We'll highlight the first term in yellow, the middle term in green, and the last term we'll highlight in pink. So we're going to solve this using our snowflake method. So we call on the top, we have our A, then we have A times C, and then B. We'll highlight to be consistent our A, our B, and our C term. We'll highlight in pink. So now we're just going to fill everything in. Since there's nothing in front of x squared, that will automatically be a 1. Let's highlight that in yellow. And we have one more 1 to fill in. So that would be 1 times 6. And our 6 would be pink since that's our C term. Then our B term is 5. That goes on the bottom. And what we're looking for is two numbers. When I multiply them, we get 1 times 6 is 6. When I multiply them, I get 6, but when I add them, I get 5. So let's think about multiples of 6. So we want to think multiply and then addition. So 1 times 6 gives me 6, but 1 plus 6 gives me 7. So this doesn't help. Let's try 2 times 3. 2 times 3 gives me 6, and 2 plus 3 gives me 5. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to use 2 and 3. So our factor form would just be x plus 2 and x plus 3. And let's just highlight the 2 and 3 in blue so we can see where these numbers came from. And we are done with that problem. Example 2, we're given x squared minus 9x plus 20. So first we're going to make our snowflake. We'll highlight our first term in yellow. We'll highlight our middle term in green. And we'll highlight our last term in pink. So recall, because there's nothing in front of x squared, that should be 1. And then it's going to be 1 times 20. So we'll highlight our 20 in pink, and we'll highlight our 1s in yellow. And then our middle term will go on the bottom, that'll be negative 9. We'll highlight that in green. So we're looking for is two numbers that multiply to make 20. When we add them, we get negative 9. So let's think about the multiplication part first. So we have 1 and 20. So obviously we have to have one positive, one negative. So let's fix this to make it look a little bit better. So negative 1 plus negative 20, that'd be negative 21. We add it. And that doesn't help. That's not what we're looking for. We have negative 2 times negative 10, negative 2 times negative 10, or negative 2 plus negative 10 will be negative 12. That's still not what I'm looking for. Then we have negative 4 times negative 5. Negative 4 plus negative 5 gives me negative 9. And that's what I'm looking for. So we have negative 4, negative 5. So my factor form is x minus 4 and x minus 5. And I am done. We'll highlight in blue just to see where these numbers came from. Example 3. We have x squared minus 7x, sorry, x squared plus 7x minus 30. What's up, our snowflake? Our first term we'll highlight in yellow. That's going to be 1. Our last term we'll highlight in pink. That'll be negative 30. So that'll be negative 1 times, sorry, positive 1 times negative 30, which will be negative 30. And then our middle term we'll highlight that in green, and that's positive 7. So we're looking for is two numbers that multiply to make negative 30, but when we add them, we get negative 7. So let's figure out our multiples of 30. So we have 1 and 30. So really, since one's positive, one's negative, you want to think subtraction. So 30 minus 1 gives me a difference of 29. So that doesn't help. So now we want to think 2 and 15. 2 times 15 gives me 30, but 15 minus 2 gives me 8, so that doesn't help. Then we want to think, okay, 3 and 10. 10 minus 3 gives me 7, so this is the one I'm looking for. So we fill in with positive 10, negative 3. We'll highlight that in blue. And our factor form will be x plus 10, x minus 3, and we are done factoring. Example 4. Recall that the area of a rectangle is area equals length times width, where L is the length and W is the width. To find the length and width, we can therefore factor the area of x squared minus 3x minus 28. So we'll treat this just like factoring any quadratic. So we'll highlight the A term in yellow, the B term in green, and our C term will highlight in pink. Set up our snowflake. So since there's nothing in front of x squared, that's automatically a 1 times negative 28. And then we have negative 3. Let's highlight. Negative 3. And we have 1. 1 times negative 28 is negative 28. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to make negative 28, but when we add them, we get negative 3. So let's think about multiples of negative 28. Since one's positive, one's negative, actually they're both negative, to think subtraction. So we have to think multiple, and then we subtract, and we get a difference of 3. So we have 1 and 28. If we do 28 minus 1, that gives me 27, which does not help. We have 2 and 14. 14 minus 2 gives me 12. That doesn't help. 3 doesn't work. We have 4 and 7. 7 minus 4 gives me 3. That helps, but we have to switch the signs because we want negative 3. So the 7 has to be negative. The 4 has to be positive. We'll highlight that in blue. Almost done. All we have left to do is write our factored form. So our factored form will be x minus 7, x plus 4, and we are done factoring our quadratic. And we can also say that the length may be x minus 7, and the width we can say would be x plus 4. And we're done.